to my young adults out there, to the people that's listening, you have enough time to be patient in areas of your life, to wait in areas of your life, but you don't have enough time to procrastinate in areas of your life. If you are single right now, and one day you do aspire to be married and have kids, but you trying to keep having hot girl summer and hot boy summer and live it up. And it may be, fellas, there may be a nice young lady in your life right now that's good for you, but you still trying to live it up. Or ladies, you might have a great man that's treating you right, but you still trying to be out and live life. I'm saying this to you. You don't have enough time to procrastinate. Like, you're not getting no younger. So on one end, I'm telling you, hey, be patient because you got enough time. Because you got enough time to be patient and make the right decision, but you don't have enough time to procrastinate. So if you got a good person in your life that you know they love you, they care for you, but you out here playing games, you don't have enough time to procrastinate. What up, everybody? It's your boy JK. Today is Thursday, so you already know what it is. It's Tackle Thursday, live with JK. And I'm live on IG. And I'm recording for my YouTube channel, which you can go subscribe to, Jeremy Kellem. After this episode, not right now, but after this episode, man, you can catch this podcast, man. Also on Anchor, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, man. You can catch the Tackle Thursday with JK podcast. Oh, man, the podcast, man, is a self-help podcast, man, that targets young adults, man, that are in the process, in the midst of building and laying the foundation of their the lives in different areas of their lives, right? And so this topic that we tackling today for the Tackle Thursday with JK podcast, man, its title, it says, you have time, but not enough time. Right? That's the topic that we tackling today. You have time, but not enough time. Right? And when I think about just being a young adult, right? And you can look at young adults, man, and some people may look at a young adult as somebody that's, that's senior year, 18, and they're in college, 18 to maybe 23, or it may go all the way to 25. But when you really look at the definition of a young adult, it's all the way into about 18 to your early 30s. But a young adult, right? And the thing that I realized, man, being a young adult, especially when I was a young adult, is that young adults, man, face a lot of pressure, man, and I think the millennials, Gen Xers that's out there that's listening to this or that will listen to this and watch this on replay can attest to what I'm saying, that there's pressure out there being a young adult, right? Because the thing about being a young adult, everybody got questions. Everybody asking you questions, right? Because everybody wants to know, right, what's next. Everybody want to know what's next, right? They want to know, hey, when you get married. They want to know, hey, if you got married, when you going to have kids? They want to know, hey, man, if you're in high school, you graduate high school, they want to know, hey, what's your plans? What's your plans? Like, dang, bro, I just graduated a month ago. Let me get myself together, right? Or you in college. You graduate college and everybody want to know, okay, what's your next plans? You got your job set up or what you about to travel? You going to get your master's? You get your master's, they want to know, are you going to get your doctorate? So it's just being a young adult, man, a lot of pressure comes with it, mainly the pressure that comes from society, the pressure that comes from the world, people in your inner circle, that they got questions for you. And I know being a young adult, man, and even when me and my wife, man, we were dating and we got married. When I remember just being a young adult in general and in college, and I went home and I ran into one of my old classmates, and the first thing she, when I ran into her, she was like, hey, you got any kids yet? And I'm looking like, bro, I'm only 20. 20 years old, 19 years old. Like, you know, that in my mind, I'm saying that shouldn't be at the front of my mind. At least that's what I'm thinking, right? But getting questions like that. Then I remember when me and Brittany was dating, and we used to get questions like, "Now we 20. We started dating at 20. We 20. You get 23, and people, hey, when y'all get married? Like, bruh, like we 23. Like, pump the brakes, right? Let's pump the brakes on the getting married right now, right? Then when we got married, then the questions, we got married, and we're 26 when we got married, and hey man, when the kids, when y'all gonna have kids? And so it just was like, man, at every age, at every step of young adulthood, you got these questions that people asking. And then most times when people ask you these questions, they coming from a good place, but sometimes people be trying to be spiteful because they may see you not in a certain area, or they may see you not at a certain level of your life, and they may ask you about it. They may see you single at this point of your young adultness, and they may see you single, and they like, hey man, you ain't got no man yet, or you ain't got no girl yet, right? Which obviously, if they see you not with somebody, obviously you don't have somebody. But people ask you out of spite, or people will ask you. I remember before me and Brittany got our house, right? People knew we ain't have no house. What's the first thing they want to talk about? Y'all ain't found no place yet. Y'all ain't getting no house yet. Like, dang, like, you know we ain't got no house yet. So why would you want to ask that question? But so when I'm saying young adulthood comes with pressure, it comes with pressure. Especially when you throw social media, because as a millennial, we grew up in the social media, right? But we know what life is without social media, but we grew up in social media. And then we talk about these Gen Xers, the young adults, all they know is social media. So social media will show you a still picture or a 1-minute video of something that's going great in a person's life, right? But they might not show you the whole picture. They might not show you the whole picture or what really may be going on with their life. But growing up in the social media day and age, we can find ourselves comparing, even when we don't really want to, right? I'm not gonna say that I'm a big comparer, but I'm human. So there have definitely been times when I may go on social media and be like, dang, they got that? Like, dang, they doing that? Well, I gotta step it up, right? And the thing about comparison is that comparison destroys contentment. That when we find ourselves comparing ourselves or our lives or our situations to another person's life, to another person's situation, then it can cause us to grow discontent for our situation. And just like I said, people ask questions and it put pressure on you. Just like I said, people ask questions and it puts pressure on you. Comparing ourselves also puts pressure on us as young adults. And so if you are 21, but you're looking at people on IG who are 31, and you feel like you haven't arrived yet, and you might be right, you haven't arrived, but you comparing yourself to people that's 10 years older than you, people that's 5 years older than you. And so you got to give yourself some grace and understand that, hey, I'm where I am, and that I need not to compare myself to other people, because when I compare myself to other people, it destroys contentment. So as a young adult, we deal with pressure, right? And we get a lot of questions. People want to know what's next. You get a job, they want to know when you gonna run the job. You run the job, they want to know when you gonna start your business. You start your business, then they want to know when you gonna go from one restaurant to 2 restaurants. Like, people always have questions, and it puts pressure on us. And then we grow up in a social media world to where we not only are asked questions, but then we see other people's stories and see other people's journeys, and then we find ourselves comparing ourselves to other people, and as a result, it can then destroy our contentment for our situation, right? And so, as a young adult, and I'm talking to young adults out here, what I want us all to know, because when you start getting these questions from people and you compare yourself to other people, you start to believe that I don't have a lot of time. And so you want to rush the process. You want to rush the stage that you're at, right? You want to rush the process. You want to rush the stage that you sit at in your life, because you feel like I should be further ahead. I ain't gonna lie. There's been plenty of times I look at, I've looked while I was a young adult, my earlier young adult age when I was 25. And I looked around when I was done playing football and I was 26. And I looked around at my other classmates that maybe they didn't go on to choose to play pro football, or maybe they didn't go to college after high school and they started right in the work field. They had more money than me. They had accomplished more than I had in the real world, because I had been playing sports, and collegiately and then professionally. And so I look around at 26 and I'm like, yo, I'm behind. That there's a lot of things I'm behind on, and people are in front of me. And so I remember it causing me to feel pressure. I remember it causing me to feel some type of anxiety about my life, because I'm looking at other 25-year-olds. I'm looking at other 26-year-olds, people that were my age, and I see them doing better than me. And I'm like, man, I'm behind. Right? And so when you feel like you're behind, you want to expedite the situation, and you want to rush the process. You want to make things happen faster, right? Because you don't think that you got time. Because what we talk about all the time, right? We talk about life is short, because it is. Life is short. In the grand scheme of things, life is short. And so on one angle, the thing, right? So we always need to keep that in the back of our mind, that life is short, right? But when I'm talking about the title, you have time, we got to understand, and I want my listeners and the young adults out here to understand, you got time. That you have time to become who and what you desire to be and become. You have time, ladies out there. You got time to get married and to have kids. I know that's a big thing, right? If you know me and my wife's story, we fought the battle, and by the glory of God, overcame and beat infertility, right? And at a point in time when we were dating, and then we got married, we started to think, do we got time? And one thing, me and my wife, because the doctors wanted us to go ahead and try, as soon as we was married, go ahead and try to have a baby. And my wife and I subconsciously believed, like, yo, we got time. Like, we newlyweds. So let us get to know each other as a married couple before we bring kids into this world. And despite what the doctors were saying, because the doctors was trying to put us on the clock. The doctors was trying to say, hey, y'all don't have time, so y'all married now, y'all need to go ahead and have kids. And me and my wife believed, like, yo, we understand the situation you say we in, but in our minds, subconsciously, because we didn't say this like, oh, we got time, but in our minds, yo, we got time. And so I'm saying this to you, ladies out there, that you may be single, maybe dating, but you feel like you're getting older, my young adults out there, and you're like, man, I need to be married by 25, and I need to have my kids by 30. You got time. Right? Same thing for the fellas. Fellas, you might be feeling like, hey, man, like, dang, bro, I'm successful. Right? I'm successful. I got money, a nice car, I got my own house. You know, I'm good. I just ain't find no lady yet. And you like, man, I'm getting older, man, you feeling tempted, like you need to settle because you feel like I'm running out of time. I need to settle down because, you know what I mean? Like, I don't want to get all this success, and then I get somebody that's with me for the money, so I need to hurry up and settle down. And I encourage you, I want you to know, fellas, you got time. You got time. My young adults out there, that you got dreams, you got goals. And you got careers you want, things you want to accomplish, and you looking like, man, you know what, JK, like, man, I'm 22, man, and I'm trying to go pro. I want to play professional sports, and man, they say, like, once you hit 25, you ain't make it. Pretty much give up. And I'm telling you, you got time. You got time. There have been crazier stories of people that was older that made it to the league, or made it to the NFL, made it to the NBA. But even if it ain't the top echelon league, I played in the arena league, and I had teammates that at that time, to me, it was like, but it was young. They was playing in their 30s, 35, 36. I just had one of my former teammates. I know he in his 30s, mid to late 30s. He just went back and played. So what I'm trying to tell you is that I know life is short, but we got to understand that we got time. And so we got to understand, and I want us young adults out there, people, listeners out there, to know that though life is short in the grand scheme of things, but I need you to understand and have this mentality and know that you have time. Because what happens is that, one, I need you to give yourself a break. I need you to give yourself a break and know that, hey, you might not be where you want to be in life. You might be 21 and you thought you would have been further by now. You might have thought, I have my own place by 21. And you might be, living at home, and ain't nothing wrong with that, right? Unless you just being lazy and not chasing your goals and dreams, but you might be at home stacking bread. So us, even in our culture, we got to understand, just because you stay home with your parents, or you stay with your siblings, or as an adult, you may be doing it to stack bread, right? Not to be lazy. So we got to understand and not be so judgmental on that, but give yourself a break. If you single and you 28, right? Don't be so hard on yourself. Give yourself a break. You got time. If you 30, 33, 35, I mean, and you haven't hit your career goal or that dream job yet, still give yourself a break. And I think, man, because we got people asking us questions, because we have social media, that we're so hard on ourselves because we look at somebody our age or somebody that's even younger that appears to be further than us, and we beat up on ourselves. But everybody's journey is different. Everybody's story is different. Everybody is. So just like I can look at myself and be like, oh man, KD and Curry, they're the same age as me. They got $200, $300 million. That's not my situation right now, yet, right? But I got to give myself a break and understand that, hey, this is my life. This is what God got me, and that I got time, right? So not only do we need to give ourselves a break, but when we believe and have the mindset that I have time, then it allows you to display patience and not make a haste decision. So if you dating, right? If you single right now, and you have the mindset, hey, I got time, man. I got time. Then it allows you in your dating stage to not just rush and settle for anybody. Right? Ladies that maybe you feel like your eggs ticking, you feel like your clock ticking, right? And you like, man, I ain't getting no younger, I gotta go. And if you feeling this pressure and this rush and you give in to that pressure and you don't think you got enough time, then you can end up settling for a guy that really ain't good for you because you didn't think you had enough time. And so you made a decision hastily but it wasn't a good relationship for you, or ends up not being a good relationship. But if you adopt that mindset as, I got time, despite what it looked like, despite your age, despite, if you feel like your clock ticking, if you truly believe that I got time, then it allows you to make better decisions. Now it allows you to kind of date and say, okay, this was a good person. This not, okay, this is the one, right? Because you're able to make better decisions when you not rushing, right? Same thing when if I'm trying to make a decision about a job, same thing. If I am believing that I don't have enough time, and I'm like, man, I got to get rich right now. I need this money right now. I need this money yesterday. I'm 28. I'm almost 30. I'm 30 years old. I said I was going to have a 6-figure job, and I think I just got to settle for this job. You ain't checking you ain't looking into the benefits. You ain't looking at, they want you to move all the way to the state of Washington. You ain't thinking about none of that. You just like, nah, I need this money right now, because you feel like I don't have enough time. And so you make an irrational decision based off you feel like I don't have enough time. But when you adopt the mindset that, hey, I have enough time, then you're able to say, I know by 30 I said I was gonna be making 6 figures, but even though I'm 30, I'm not making 6 figures yet. I believe I got some time. I still got time. So I'ma choose this job based off these things. Even though this doesn't get me to my 6-figure right now, I got time to get there. I can climb, but I think this job is right for me. You're able to make a better decision when you have the mindset of, I got time, instead of, oh, my clock ticking, I'm running out. I said I was going to be by this age, so I'm going to just settle right now so I can try to get there by this age. You got time. Now, I understand some people like, man, but life is short. You're right. And so notice in the title I said, you have time, but then I said, but not enough time. And so it's an oxymoron, because like, hold on, JK, like you saying you got enough time, but then you said, but not enough time. And what I mean for that is, you got enough time to be patient, but you don't have enough time to procrastinate. I'm going to say it again to my young adults out there, to the people that's listening. You have enough time to be patient in areas of your life, to wait in areas of your life, but you don't have enough time to procrastinate in areas of your life, right? So for instance, if you are single right now, and one day you do aspire to be married and have kids, but you trying to keep having hot girl summer and hot boy summer and live it up. And it may be, fellas, there may be a nice young lady in your life right now that's good for you, but you still trying to live it up. Or ladies, you might have a great man that's treating you right, but you still trying to be out and live life. I'm saying this to you. You don't have enough time to procrastinate. Like, you're not getting no younger. So on one end, I'm telling you, hey, be patient, because you got enough time. Because you got enough time to be patient and make the right decision, but you don't have enough time to procrastinate. So if you got a good person in your life that you know they love you, they care for you, but you out here playing games, you don't have enough time to procrastinate. Or if you know you want to play pro sports or professional sports, and you procrastinating, and you not working hard, you not aligning yourself, you're like, yeah, man, I'm gonna get right about a year. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm 20 right now. I'm gonna try out for the league at about 22. So you just chilling. I'm letting you know you don't have enough time to procrastinate. So on the flip side, I said that, hey, if you are 20 years old and you trying to go play sports professionally and it hasn't happened for you yet, be patient, because you got enough time. You got time to work yourself up to get to that level. But on the flip side, if you procrastinating and you not working hard and you not trying to align yourself to get there, you ain't got enough time to procrastinate. Nah. Or you got this business idea, this business you want to create, and you want it to come to fruition, but you're letting the fear of failure stop you instead of launching out and having faith. You holding back and saying, nah, I ain't ready. I'm gonna give it about, I'm gonna give it about 2 more years. And I'm here to tell you, you don't have enough time to procrastinate. Like I said, life is short. So we understand that. But life is not too short where we don't have time to be patient, but life is too short for us to procrastinate. So if you know that God put a vision in you, you know if God put a promise in you, you know if God told you an idea, told you a business, that he gave you the insight, the wisdom, the knowledge, the resources to create, you don't have enough time to procrastinate. You got enough time to be patient and let it evolve and let things happen. But you do not have enough time to procrastinate, right? You don't have time to procrastinate. So when I'm talking about the title that we're tackling today, when I say you have time, but not enough time, I'm saying you have time in your life to be patient for things in your life to happen. Those that are dating or single, you got time to get married. I know it might feel like your body's ticking, your clock ticking, or man, when is this gonna happen? You got time to be patient, but you don't have time to procrastinate. You don't have time to play games. You don't have time to waste time, right? That you got to be proactive. And so being proactive, if I'm proactive and I'm doing the things I need to, then I could be patient and let it happen. Right? Because I know I'm doing what I need to do for it to happen. It just hasn't happened yet, so I can be patient. But if I know I'm not doing what I need to do and it ain't happened yet, that means I'm procrastinating. And you don't have time to procrastinate. You don't want to say, you don't want to be the person to say, I'm going to keep doing it. I'm going to keep doing it. I mean, you keep saying, I am going to do it. I am going to do it. I am going to do it. And then you wait too long and the opportunity gone. You don't want to be the person that hey, that's my, fellas, you like, that's my wife, or ladies, you like, that's my husband, and you keep dragging your feet, like, man, I'm gonna tell them how I feel one day, and all of a sudden, you go tell them how you feel, and guess what, they already got somebody. You procrastinated, right? But you don't gotta be in such a rush in your life the way you settle for anybody. So that's the balance that I think that as young adults, as millennials and Gen Xers, we struggle with, because it's like, hey, like, how do I know when I need to be patient? How do I know when I need to step on the ante and make sure I go after it? And so, like I said, you have enough time to be patient in your life about areas of your life, allowing it to develop, allowing it to evolve, but you don't have enough time to procrastinate, right? And so, like I said, man, that's the balance that we need. That's the topic that we tackled today, is you have time, but not enough time. And so in other words, you have time to be patient in areas of your life, but you do not have time to procrastinate in areas of your life. All right? So, man, my millennials, my Gen Xers, my young adults, my supporters, my audience, just remember that. All right? And understand you need a healthy balance of that. And so I appreciate y'all tuning in. And so we just got to understand that and realize the importance, man, of that balance. Because I think that as a young adult, man, in the world, man, that's a battle that we fight. We fight, man. Do I have enough time? Do I be patient, or do I rush? Right? And if we don't have that healthy mindset of time, like, man, you got time to be patient. You don't have time to procrastinate. And this all stemmed from my own. This all stemmed from my own experience, right? In my career, there's an area Just a minute. So this topic, man, because I like to give a backstory of where my topics stem from, where they come from. This topic stemmed from me not being patient, not thinking I had enough time, right? And just being transparent, right? And so in my career as a broadcaster, color analyst, right, sports broadcaster, right, I have dreams, I have aspirations, goals that I have set for myself that I plan on accomplishing, I want to accomplish, and I believe I'm going to accomplish it, right, through faith and God, right? He's going to make it happen for me, and I understand faith without works is dead, so I got to put the work in and make sure my faith align, right? And so in my mind, I'm like, oh, well, I got to go, right? And so I was talking to somebody that's already in the field, killing it on NFL Network. They was on ESPN. They killing it now on NFL Network, right? So I was having a conversation with the dude, and I was just like, man, you you got any advice for me? I'm trying to, get XYZ. I'm trying to make these moves. And he told me, he said, man, stop worrying about that. He said, bro, just do what you do. He was like, just take advantage of the opportunities you get, and in other words, they'll see you. And when he said that to me, he said, man, don't even be worried. That shouldn't even be your focus. And that was, my mindset was like when I'm talking about young adults, because like I said, the definition of a young adult, I'm still a young adult. I'm in my latter ages of a young adult, I'm still a young adult, right? And so when we talk about things that young adults experience, especially with career decisions, we want our careers to go faster than we want to rise, right? Climb the ladders in our different careers that we have, right? And in some cases, we do move faster, right? I believe I jumped the line, skipped, and it went faster to get to where I am. And then sometimes you slow down for certain reasons. And so as a young adult, I'm like, in this particular career, I'm like, yo, I'm trying to expedite. And he told me, in other words, like, the message that God gave me was this. He like, bro, why are you in such a rush? Like, God, like, bro, you got time. And my life, I'm like, man, I ain't, I got to get it moving. Like, I don't have time, and I got to get it moving. Like, what's going on? And God had to tell me, like, bro, you got time. So now when I want to rush in areas of my life, whether it be my career, different careers, or especially like with careers, or whether it be in my marriage or with my kids, want my kids to maybe retain information I might be teaching them or whatnot, or things that I'm doing or practicing with them, I have to remember, like, bro, you got time, bro. Like, you got time. Even though I know in the grand scheme of things, life is short, but I have time. I always got time to be patient and not rush and not make decisions hastily. And so when the guy gave me that advice and told me, like, bro, just take opportunities you get, be proactive, but take opportunities you get, take advantage of them, maximize those opportunities. And he's like, bro, don't worry, it'll come. And I had to ask myself, like, bro, why I'm in such a rush? Why I'm in such a rush for it to happen? Like, Jeremy, like, you new in the game, like, gain that experience, get that exposure, gain the experience, learn what you can learn. Don't be in such a rush. And that's where the title comes in. You have time, but not enough time. Like, I got to tell myself, bro, you got enough time to grow in the business, bro. You ain't got to be in a rush. Where the business going, right? So, man, I pray and believe that this word in some area, this title, this topic, this podcast episode is for you in some way. Those that's listening live, that watch this on replay, listen on replay, that I believe, man, some way, somehow, that this topic, you have time, but not enough time. You have time to be patient. You do not have time to procrastinate. And so knowing if you are patient or procrastinating, those two P's, balancing those two P's is everything. You got to balance the two P's, patient and procrastination, right? In life, especially as a young adult, you got to balance it. Because you're going to get, people going to be asking questions. You married yet? Oh, you married? Okay, when y'all going to have kids? Oh, you got the job yet? Oh, okay, you got the job? Oh, okay, cool. When you going to have your own business? Oh, you got your own business? When you going to open up 2 restaurants? When you going to... You're going to always have that pressure. You're going to go on IG. Because we on there. Millennials, Gen Xers, we on IG. So you're going to have the temptation to compare yourself to other people. Can you withstand that temptation? Can you make sure to refrain from comparison, because comparison steals your contentment, right? And so can you still remain content with where you are, being able to balance the two P's of knowing that I got time to be patient, but I don't have enough time to procrastinate. So, man, that's what I got for today, man, for Tackle Thursday with JK podcast, man. Be sure to go and subscribe to the YouTube channel, Jeremy Kellem, which y'all can go catch, man. Speaking engagements, catch episodes of the podcast, of course. Jeremy Kellem on YouTube. Subscribe to that. Then you can go listen to this. Listen to man, all the other episodes, man. If you more of an audio person of the podcast, man, you go on Anchor, Spotify, Apple Podcasts. Go and subscribe and follow the Tackle Thursday with JK podcast. And then you already know every Thursday we here on on IG Live. Got the podcast recording, man. It's just what I like to do for my podcast is just give 3 options, man. 3 different experiences, man. I love the live interaction. Then I love giving, those that support the podcast, to rock with me in the podcast, the option to go watch it on YouTube, or those that are like, man, I'm an audio person, I give you the option to go listen, man. So, hey, man, pray everybody have a blessed weekend, man. A blessed rest of the day. Blessed Friday, blessed weekend, and man, hey, we'll be right back at it next Thursday, Lord willing, man. So, hey, continue to wake up, striving to win on purpose, be intentional about winning, and y'all have a blessed day.